And yes, initially we used to be called art house and critic friendly, and but to have accessibility and acceptability by mass, be it 11-11, how will this and itna sab kuch English mein hai. Irfan sir had so much of English, but I think there's a certain vision that Ritesh had that was definitely the love for Bombay, because my yes, which is going to be the best yes. So personally, professionally, this has been a policy of my life. So I have actually celebrated the no's because the best kind of yes is coming. बहुत खूबसूरत इंसान और बहुत ही अच्छा एक्टर है वो. He's one of the most beautiful actors of our times, and he aced his audition. It is our pleasure that.
Hello everyone, this is Aina and welcome to Instant Bollywood. I'm in conversation with someone who has been an inspiration to us in so many ways. We love her work and her art. Joining me in a conversation is Guneet Monga Kapoor. So nice to have you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Happy to have you, and it's a pleasure to talk to you. First of all, congratulations on all the amazing work that you have been doing and been giving us for the longest time. I want to start off by asking on that note that how did you always get the courage to get something that is so innovative to us, जो पहले शायद people didn't have the courage or didn't do it the way you did it, and you always, the kind of cinema that you bring to us was always called critic friendly in a way, but today audiences in the mass love it. What do you have to say on that? I'm
so happy to hear that actually, because I think the idea has always been to make work that travels, that travels globally, that is seen by a lot of people, because only then it's you work so hard and that's your basic dream that it travels. So a lot of our work has traveled globally, and yes, initially we used to be called art house and critic friendly, and but to have accessibility and acceptability by mass, be it 11-11 or Kill or even with Elephant Whisperers, it's been quite fascinating, and I cannot be happier.
First of all, 11-11 is doing amazing, so we're so happy for that. And usually जब हम देखते हैं कि adaptations होते हैं, they don't receive on a usual note as much love as 11-11 has. And I want to understand, when I even took the interview of the cast and the director, my question to them is, what is their relationship with time? What is your relationship with time? How much has that, basically you've understood the value of time and work towards life, and especially 11-11 being an angel number, how much do you believe in it, and have you seen growth? Do you believe in numerology? How does it work for you?
I fully believe in 11-11. I actually feel like it is one more moment where I see it on the phone, I see it around all the time, and every time I see it, I'm just reminded for a moment to say thank you. It's a moment to again say shukrana, just for life, just for our ideas coming to life, just for things happening, and you're moving in the right direction. So I believe in like some sort of a reason to say thank you. It's a moment to just be grateful for the life that we have, and the work that we do and the work we get to do. And 11-11 actually I found out today is has 50 crore views and is #1 show of this year, or Z5. So and it's spread out in mass India. I had my neighbor auntie talk to my mother-in-law in Delhi, and I was just overhearing. They were like, please Guneet se pucho fir end mein kya hota hai? And I was like, this is epic, this is real success. Matlab, even when we were doing 11-11, I used to be so excited about the cliffhangers, even though I know that I'm one of the producers and we've adapted it to India.
That's when you've the job's done great.
I used to be fascinated by like iske baad kya hoga, because it's so well written, so well edited, so well done, so well performed, so well directed. So it definitely is a feather in our hats that we are very, very proud of 11-11. And for me, time is of essence, and I feel all we have is a moment and a present now, and that's why it's called a present, right? It's a gift. So
I didn't see it that way.
Yeah.
But you know, I have this question. अक्सर हम क्या करते हैं, because it's a very interesting concept, like you said, past, present, future. We're working towards the future, and you sometimes have past baggage because you've been through so much in life. At the same time, I want to understand that what kind of a person are you? Are you someone who's consciously worked on yourself to live in the present, because you're in an industry that is so unpredictable, where you're always thinking about the future,
Yes.
where your current present work depends a lot on your past work? How are you functioning and keeping yourself sane with the timelines that are going?
And that is a very, very good question, I must say, because you're absolutely right. While everybody is, you know, living off the success of past and hoping your future is brighter and, you know, your films land, and anything that I'm doing right now, we're talking about the past, but anything I'm doing right now, you'll only see in 2025 or 2026.
Yeah.
And I'm living that reality today. So I think it as any human being, I just think we should always just be able to show up every day, because one day adds up, you know, वो है ना, one step after another step after.
Slowly.
There is no shortcut to it.
Yeah.
समय तो निकल जाएगा, टाइम तो चलता रहेगा. It's literally age old saying, it stopped for no one. It's not going to stop for us. All we can do is show up in all our integrity, in all our honesty, do what our heart says, and be grateful for today. Be grateful for every morning, be grateful for the day we had, be grateful for the ideas we had, because every day we have a bunch of choices to make.
Yeah.
You know, and our choices define us. So if you are in a state of gratitude, and if you're in a state of you know, sthirta, in a bit of, you're just conducive to make a better choice.
Yeah.
And a bunch of choices define our life.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, a difficult part which comes in our day-to-day life. But you know, the creative genius that you are, when you're producing something, does it ever get difficult to like give your stories, your love, or the work to someone? It's very difficult to trust, because as a passionate person, you want to control and do everything.
I'm actually a producer, I'm an enabler. So it's the other way around, where I'm just like, allow me to be a part of your story. You know, yes, sometimes ideas are generated by us, but it's more like I'm fascinated by the brain of a writer-director, because they bring it to life, you know, and I'm the enabler. I'm the one that is nurturing it and making sure that it has all its resources to be able to flourish in the best possible way, to be the most honest, original version of it.
Yeah.
And then it's marketed, packaged, the sound design, the whole thing is done beautifully in the, given the resources, the best
way possible.
The best way possible, because as a producer, I'm in service of the story. And that's all I can do, and that's all in my control.
True.
So yeah, I'm actually very humbled and absolutely joyous if somebody trusts me with their stories. I feel that story.
You're saying the other way around.
That story chose us. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a lovely way. That's a lovely way to look at it.
Because I'm also a medium. You know,
yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm going to take you a little back in time and speak about Lunchbox here, where it was one of a kind film, such a beautiful film. I remember watching that film and feeling so good by the end of it, and the kind of love that it received. But before it was out there for the audiences to see, what was going on in your head?
Oh, we were put into a huge self-doubt. We were just like, koi nahi ye dekhega, two older people love story that you have tried to show, you've aged your actors, not one song.
Yeah.
You know, we were constantly being told who will watch, how will this, you know, and itna sab kuch English mein hai. Irfan sir had so much of English. But I think there's a certain vision that Ritesh had that was definitely the love for Bombay, the love for this story and longing, you know, love and longing, the choice of the ending that Ritesh definitely did. And a partnership that started with Dharma and us, with Lunchbox, because Dharma decided to release it and champion it. It opened doors today that we are, you know, sitting and talking about our ongoing partnership on Kill and 11-11.
Yes.
But Lunchbox at that point of time was full of nobody's going to come watch it. And then at the end, it was just like, it's over generations been a beautiful film. But I've seen that happen a lot of times, you know, even for Kill, people were like, who will watch this? Why will people come for this?
Yeah.
And then it finds, you know, it has traveled the world to the point that it is getting remade in US by the John Wick filmmakers. So grateful for all of that. That really, that honesty na today shows. Today, literally, log soon lete hain. I don't know how, I can't articulate this any better. People experience honesty and they want to see that on cinema, on stage. and they will champion it, and the film and the series will find its audience.
You know, I have to tell you something about Kill. Action is not the genre that I personally prefer, and I went for the screening. Honestly, not having plans to probably watch a film that's so violent, because that's what the perception is, and I ended up feeling so good after watching the film, and I was like, oh my god. And no action film has made me feel what Kill made me feel. It was very oddly satisfying, if I can put it that way.
Because actually the film loves and hates its violence in equal measures.
Yeah.
And you were actually taken in a journey of
good versus evil in a way.
Yeah, and you're taken in a journey where you're also feeling bad for the bad guys, and you're also like confused who's the good. They also have a family.
Yeah,
there has never been like, you know, and that is the genius of the writing. And in fact, one of the critics said that Kill is a film that loves and hates its violence in equal measures, because there is a moment that you sit and crying for the bad guys. You know, you're just like, they're all dying, you know, they're all crying for each other and their families, and as an audience you're so confused. To the end, that dialogue that Nikhil did add, that tum rakshak ho ya rakshas ho, you know, so Kill is a journey, it's an experience, and it's a true bred experience that I'm so glad people were able to have and are having. I think it's released in Korea, or it's releasing this week.
Wow.
Around the world, it's going to be released every couple of weeks. It's releasing in some part of the world, and you know, the posters from Korea came in, and it's so amazing how people are interpreting it. And you know, a film made in India by incredible technicians here. It's traveling, and that is the beauty of
the goal,
filmmaking, and our goal of putting our skin color, our stories, our culture, our language, and our technicians and our craft out there.
Hum bhi kisi se kam nahi. It's fully that. But you know, a lot of people have definitely asked you your association with Dharma and Karan, but one being an independent production and one being extremely commercial. Are there pros and cons of the partnership of the two?
They are, you know, actually the wings, you know, they're the wind between our wings, I think, under our wings. They are taking us, they're allowing us to fly higher and stronger, and more ideas coming to life. I think I actually only see it as a win-win-win, because there's such good with empowering younger talent, and especially with us at Sikya. I feel we had a fantastic partnership with Lunchbox, and that followed 10 years later with Kill. We went to Toronto together.
Yes.
We sold the film. We've done so many premieres together, and then doing the India release, and now 11-11, and there's another one coming up. It's a fantastic partnership where actually we get to learn a lot, and we get to learn a lot from their experience of being this large studio that Dharma is, and we get to put out what we've learned through our independent world, and kind of find a working find a working relationship, and allow us to bring the best of our worlds as an experience, as a shared experience. And that is very empowering.
Absolutely. I cannot not mention Oscar here. Definitely feel so proud to be sitting here and, you know, having a conversation with you. But did you see a lot of people turn their nose to a yes after the Oscar? Many
more doors actually opened, you know, for sure. There was never like, I'm somebody who celebrated the nose. I'm somebody who celebrates the nose, because I know my yes, which is the most suited to me, is coming.
So you have that belief when you're getting a nose?
I have that belief from childhood. I have this.
How?
जब मैं 18 साल की थी तो मेरे डैड ने मुझे इंश्योरेंस कंपनी में डाल दिया था. उनको लग रहा था कि मेरा ग्रैंड स्कीम ऑफ लाइफ होना चाहिए टू बिकम एन इंश्योरेंस एजेंट, एंड हिज प्लान वाज कि इंश्योरेंस मैं बेच दूंगा बेटा, तुम कमीशन ले लेना सालाना. So and I went to study it. Just as I was 18, I went to study insurance, and in insurance school I was taught that 10 people will say no to you and 1 person will say yes. And since then I was just like, I need to get to my 10th no, because my yes, which is going to be the best yes, so personally, professionally, this has been a policy of my life. So I have actually celebrated the no's, because the best kind of yes is coming.
That's very optimistic also.
And that allows us to thrive, you know.
Yeah.
So there was never like a feeling of no to yes. Matlab life itni transactional, itni clearly nahi hoti. But definitely a lot more meetings, a lot more doors opened up nationally and internationally, and a lot more work opportunities. You know, as a young person in the industry, you want those doors to open for you. And when those doors open and you're allowed to walk through, you have to then think, what is it that I'm taking through those doors, you know. So it's an ongoing process.
Do you think our feature films are lacking somewhere because of which you are not able to get it to
the feature film is a factor of Indian committee selecting the film, you know, and I've been saying that forever because I saw that with Lunchbox. Lunchbox was not selected, and it's definitely a scar in my heart. But to be able to send the best film from India is a faction of two things. One, of course, a film that is broken out at a festival, which is very good at its craft, which is very well reviewed, which is very well sampled by global reviewers.
Right.
So there is a bit of a, you know, like agar insan koi Google kare, there are familiar reviewers that will talk about it around the world, because now you're talking about a global award.
Yeah.
Right. So a film has to have that legacy of a festival legacy and to be championed by people around the world. And reviewed well, and secondly have an American distributor. That is really, really important, because the journey of first being shortlisted to come to top 15, then to go from top 15 to top 5 is not something that an Indian producer or an only Indian studio can do in after getting it's not like something you can do in a short span of time. Not like we can't do, but a short span of time, because there is too much work that goes in. And that, because it's compact time, it's 3 months, you have to propel a whole campaign, that comes with years of experience, because it's a US award.
Absolutely.
It's an award held in the US. So an American distributor is actually the best partner for that to, for the logistics of it, for it to work. Both our films, Period End of Sentence and Elephant Whisperers, had an American distributor, had a very large studio behind it, and their years of experience and their teams were actually driving the campaign, which was a huge advantage, and the reason that their films also were able to get a fair chance from being shortlisted to nominated, and then on its own credibility absolutely win, be voted around the world. But it's a huge campaign to run, and that campaign is a skill set, which is something that it's not something that you can learn overnight, you know. So that's something that comes with an American distributor. So it'll be my urge to the committee in India that every time you select a film, because we can only send one, which is so unfortunate to us as a country, because we have so many languages, we can only send one film. So my urge is to send a film that has a US distributor.
Makes sense. I wouldn't have known this if, you know, we didn't get this information from you. But at the same time, you know, you've made this initiative for women filmmakers, and you really want to push them even at Cannes. Did you personally face that in life, where you felt like because you're a woman you did not get the opportunities?
You know, personally I felt discriminated in terms of, because I've been very young in many rooms. Like I was in my 20s when I produced Gangs of Wasseypur.
So they don't tend to take you seriously.
Yeah, so I've always felt like, you know, because I'm young, I have to, you know, try harder to have a room. Like there's not years of experience behind me.
Yeah.
The digital world is changing that. But for me, I found a lot of discrimination for being young. But the stats, there was a report that Amazon and Film Companion did. The stats that less than 5% women are directors blew my mind, and I was just like, what can I do for that in my universe as a producer? What can I do to change that? And that led me to be able to, you know, join some dots, learn from around the world, the practices that happen, to be able to bring that. And we have not yet, I would say, officially started. There has been an announcement with Women in Film US and India coming together. We're still forming a charter on exactly what to do to be able to, our focus is to increase skill set and to get more jobs for women. So,
Yes. No, I'm sure, I think with things like this, it will only make it better for women to actually go into this more openly.
Absolutely.
And lastly, before I leave, I have to speak about every time I've interviewed Raghav, he has appreciated and like been so grateful and thankful to you. But because you've done your recent 2 successes with him being in both the projects, what was the spark that you saw in Raghav that you were like, इसमें भी लेते हैं, इसमें भी लेते हैं?
बहुत खूबसूरत इंसान और बहुत ही अच्छा एक्टर है वो. He's one of the most beautiful actors of our times, and he aced his audition. You know, it is our pleasure that we worked together. It's been a beautiful friendship. It's been He's worked very, very hard. You know, he did not get it easily. It was not something that, you know, was given to him in a platter. He auditioned. He killed it in the audition. He got the part, and because he was so good, we were just like, it'll be epic to work together on Gyara Gyara, and he tested again for Gyara Gyara, and I'm so happy that Umesh sir and him also found a, you know, they found our yug, and we've only seen him shine. And over these two projects and over the last couple of years of working with him, I've only seen him grow as an actor, and I'm so proud of him. So yeah, more power to him.
He's definitely been amazing in whatever we've seen.
Yeah.
But would love to chat more with you. I'm short on time, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wish you all the very best for everything coming in the future, and thank you so much for your cinema.
Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. This is Guneet Monga Kapoor. Like, share and subscribe to Instant Bollywood.